There are some shows that focus on darkness and light, good versus evil, that gives us moral messages about heroism and strength, perseverance in the face of danger. And then there are other shows which are made for women. They have a harder life, you see. They can't just get promoted and fail upwards like those menfolk. They have to struggle and strive, to look at what it really means to have no dangly bits. Where does your power come from? Banging everything in sight, really, isn't it? That seems to be it. Last night's Agatha All Along was the gayest thing Marvel's ever done. Agatha is done being subtle. Apparently this was subtle. No, this is easily the most thing that Marvel has ever mosted, which, granted, isn't saying much, but we're still excited. Wait, that's a link. I'll spend this entire weekend thinking about that one scene from the Marvels. You poor fella. Were you the inspiration for Joker 2? Sorry, Carmen. Okay, I'm sure fella works for everybody nowadays. It is 2024. Even though it was blatantly obvious to me and my peers, as officially part of the shipping community, obviously, that's just everybody is. That's why it's obvious who's in a couple of... Because everybody is. Are they breathing? They're probably humping behind the bike sheds. That's how it works.
You're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
I thought that was as much as we'd get. Vibes, hints, and winks until last night. But then Rio puts her hand on Agatha's thigh. On her thigh! But in case that was too subtle, they double down. I have a scar! No, you don't. As if she's memorized every inch of her body. She is my scar. And this is hands down the
gayest Marvel project ever.
I was already having a blast. Don't you understand? All the characters are women. Plus one teen who's basically one of them. The vibes are excellent. This is just a thread of a tapestry. Maybe with Deadpool and Wolverine, they're moving towards more risk-taking. I genuinely don't know how this got approved through Marvel, because I've not been paying attention to Marvel for the last decade. Well, or society for decades. Quick, someone help me push against this open door. We're getting that. Can you stop giving me everything I want? Because how do you expect me to be a victim if you keep capitulating to me? This doesn't make any sense. Showrunner Jack Schaefer was quoted as saying,
"It was such a journey. I think the making of the project was such a journey, and it tells the story of this incredible journey."
In our research into the history of witches, there's a strong intersection. Using that word tells you everything you need to know about Jack Schaefer between the alphabet and witchcraft. That was undeniable and needed a place in the show. I learned from Hulk Hogan that I have unusual... Sorry, Heather Hogan. Although learning it from Hulk Hogan would have been more entertaining. Alewives being independent women and therefore demonized by the patriarchal church based. I've been a Marvel time for a long time, despite not actually getting what I want. This is why you make shows for the majority, because you get the peripheries anyway. But we always find a way. Like shipping characters who'll probably never happen. And we celebrate the strong independence, and we hope they don't get shoved in a refrigerator like the people that came before them. Gotta be honest, if you shove Agatha in a refrigerator, I'm gonna wet myself. But Agatha feels like a gift. This is the best content we can possibly make about this subject, which should teach you a lesson.
My pelvic floor is all over the place.
We have this other way of making entertainment for men, which is deeper. Or it can just be about banging bits. Isn't that entertaining? And you know what the song Down, Down We Go, Down the Witch's Road... Everybody knows what that means, right? At this point, we can just be grateful that Jack Schaefer has nothing to do with vision. The kind of person that would say a fevered discourse that is very, very rooted in the comics just isn't interesting to her. Not as interesting as the current story being told in the series at hand. Laugh! Because he's gay! Agatha. So join me as we dive once more into the depths, dear friends. Remember what I told you. Because when we're talking about the
Sisterhood of the Traveling Kegels?
Best Marvel series of all time, it was Agatha All Along. Because this is the one where Rio returns and, you know how that ended last time. Did you know 10% of this episode is singing? I'm not joking. We start with Agatha staring at... nobody knows her name. Like the inverse of Cheers. That's about as much as I care as well. I just see the lives of the people in this show like a countdown timer.
I didn't think you had it in you.
To die? That's the one thing we can achieve in life. Oof. Mind you, I suppose you can only make life and lose yours, so having skipped the first one, it was her only option. So they make the strong, patriarchal figure of the group dig a grave. It's probably about now he's wishing he ate more steak and less avocado on toast, really.
R.I.P. Mrs. Hart. Well, shall we?
I think we're supposed to think she's an arsehole for this, but that's my reaction. In fact, hers is better than mine. She knew her name. Did kind of like the little spin. This is why we need to bring capes back. I need to be able to make a dramatic exit. I feel like we have different definitions of problem.
What's the problem now?
A woman is dead, Agatha.
There's still 5 of them left. Sorry, 4. Sorry, 4. I'm always getting him confused. All I'm saying is, does it really matter when you've got spares? But of course, these are all witches and therefore evil. So we find out the real problem that they have with somebody. It's not actually that they're dead. They're just pretending to care about the person. It's all fake. This is about self-interest.
We still have the issue of our incomplete coven.
There we go. Yeah, how are we supposed to get off the road if we don't have a full coven? We better drag somebody else into this. Someone's just died. Better drag down an unwilling participant down here so that they can risk their lives as well. Horrible people. Why am I not supposed to want them to fail? I'm just asking. But Agatha has the idea that we needed the All Coven to access it, but we don't need it for the trials. Despite in the last episode going, no, each trial is a separate test for each witch's specialty, proving that you do need all of those people. I have a feeling this show is meant for people who go through life like Memento.
Burn and brew with Coven 2.
Clearly says, with Coven true.
Yes, all of this happens because she misheard a song lyric, which is a long-running problem for Agatha, the dancing queen, who's constantly been feeling the beat of her tangerine. We find out, though, that Agatha's advice may not be the best when she was the only one that survived. And then Agatha get their own plot wrong. It's not just the audience that go through this like Memento. No, the scriptwriters do as well.
2 glasses of the poisoned wine. How many doses of the antidote?
2 glasses of wine, but only had 1 bit of antidote. No. The potion failed because Wiccan didn't get her hair and put it in the potion, because he's a selfish git. If you wanted him to care about somebody else, he'd need those big, great honking kahunas to be the only person in this cast that doesn't really cares about themselves.
This is your fault.
It's everybody's fault.
No, it's your fault. Everyone else was dying, you're the only person who was safe, and you didn't look after the unconscious, but it's entirely your fault. You had nothing else to do except stand in a corner and pirouette.
We were supposed to look out for each other.
You specifically didn't look after the person.
That was our fatal mistake.
That was her fatal mistake, to trust you, you scum. But then we do get to appreciate just how evil their moral structure is.
Not without a replacement Green Witch.
People can't be replaced.
Firstly, hierarchy. Some people are better than others, and so you can't just take a person and replace them with a different person, because they're not the same. They're not interchangeable. As opposed to...
Can't they?
What if we summon a backup Green Witch?
equality. Everyone is the same, and therefore they're just interchangeable. Doesn't matter who you have in the same position. They're all just a blank slate that we filled in to fill the role. Everyone and everything is of equal value, and you see their true evil when they come up with the problems for this.
There is so much that could go wrong.
We're only interested in ourselves. Gone is heroism or self-sacrifice from this group. No, we leave those for all the men in Lord of the Rings. In this, the strong independent. We can't bring somebody down to the road. Think about what could go wrong for us.
So much has already gone wrong.
It only matters what happens to us. We're not even considering the person we're going to drag into this.
Aren't we covenless witches? And by extension, we're rule breakers?
Aren't we all the same? Aren't we all evil? Aren't we all just innately filled with our own self-interest?
I guess we just have to be careful.
As long as we don't hurt us, it's fine. Either way, they do a summoning ritual where they get to ask what they want from the person.
Advocamus rorem viridem.
Sorry, I think they're just reading the ingredients list off McDonald's. Yeah, but is any of this food, though?
Supra.
High fructose corn syrup.
May she be strong and wise and the best at her craft.
That's not gonna... What you're after there is a warlock.
May she be smart, not annoying.
I do wonder what would happen if they just asked for too many... The computer says, no, that person doesn't exist.
And also not super political.
Can you agree with me, please?
May she be pleasant looking?
Well, I suppose at least one of the things come true.
Can she bring some Advil?
Because that doesn't. Now, at this point, they had to describe to the audience what to expect from a spell and phrase it in terms they might understand.
Now what?
Now we wait. The spell must marinate. Gestate.
Phrase it like you're cooking food. That's something they'll understand. How can we explain this to the audience, though? Imagine you're cooking a turkey at Christmas. No, only for one.
Gestate.
She's actually going to do that to Agatha later. Ugh, oh, God. So as a zombie is formed, it's Aubrey back again.
Surprise.
Oh, she's so romantic. Look, fish.
My lady.
Ooh, let me get my fist ready. That was weird. She went from like fist to open palm slap to claw. So the entire point of these two is, oh, you can tell they really like each other by how horrific their relationship is. I mean, the more you know. If this is how they go, I don't blame them.
Less a green witch, more the green witch.
We've just invited a demon into our coven. You go, Queen!
We're supposed to walk this thing, right?
Yes, we are.
So they're all kind of instantly in love. I don't know. The only other way you could have got this reaction is if you came down with her bank balance tattooed on her face. Of course, at that point, Wiccan turns up and is insufferable as ever.
Charismatic lady's back. Do you want to talk about it?
No, push him off a bridge, please. Can we just talk about our fifis?
We know Agatha hates her. I'd say that goes in the pro column.
These witches, though, very pro-Aubrey. We don't know anything about her, but we know that Agatha hates her, and that's a good thing. Lord of the Rings, Boromir, his actions showed the person he really was. Agatha, it's about vibes, really, isn't it? It's about social reputation.
Honestly, I don't know how to feel. Do I hate her or do I want her phone number?
Literally just met her. Well, I mean, she's got a minge. That's enough for me. Suppose when you've shaved your head, you don't have much other options, do you?
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Oh, this is one of the moments where they're going to call their friend really funny, and everyone's like, no, she's just a creepy bitch.
What a scary bitch.
I told you, it's not just me. They do, though, see the house they need to go to.
Here we go again.
Pass.
The voice of the audience. Do we have to do this? Can we all just go home and asphyxiate each other in our sleep? The problem is, as she walks off,
I agree, but the road clearly does not.
turns out wherever you walk, all roads lead to a creepy sing-song in a house. Think of it like She-Hulk. Doesn't matter where you go in the world, she will shove you up there at some point. You buy half a bag of chips, you don't have a choice anymore.
Waxing moon.
Oh no, they're gonna have a Brazilian. I know some movies have a minimum age where you need to watch them, but for things like that, can we have a maximum one? Nobody wants to see it, darling.
The fire face.
As in, if you get wax out in that house, someone's gonna set fire to it. Of course, this is a show designed in the opposite way of Lord of the Rings. Shall we put them in armor? Yes, that'll look cool and will actually help them as a tool for the duty they have to fulfill. Shall we dress up like it's the 70s? Oh, this reminds me when I was younger and people turned around when I entered a room. And that's why they all look horrific. I really don't know what is going on with Aubrey. It could kind of work until you start covering up. I don't know what this is. And this may have looked good 30 years ago. I don't mean if we rewound time. I mean if she was 30 years young.
Seriously, we're an album cover waiting to happen.
What for? Evanescence's Tourniquet. Not because I think it looks like Evanescence, because it's a song about somebody who wanted to jump off a cliff. You look like someone who got confused at a furry convention. You look like Kuznets' ugly brother. You look like you got dressed in the dark at a clown convention. I could be here all day.
The road changes for the coven.
Must have really regretted you lot entering then. Do I have to really look like this?
The road isn't subtle.
That's true. I'm gonna turn into a cretin. Then we get something that nobody needed to see.
For this one, too.
I don't even know what that was. I'm just gonna leave it there and back away slowly.
No.
We're in the middle of a witch's exam. We can have finger food later. Survive the room, then have eggs on soldiers. Now they all walk around the room and it seems to remind them of things. Oh no, somebody's being tied up in a dungeon. Reminds me when I was with Dave. The good old days. When I was younger, there was 70 Shades. I miss Dave. I've never since found a man who had a balance problem. Then we get the witch that eats candles. It's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Oh no. Masks! Which we've got more stereotypical if you try. Seriously. I wish I was a lion. A demonic lion. This is why I've put something through my nose. I really want to get led around like a bull. And the security guard finds a picture of her mother. Mother!
Which is it? Am I wispy or am I kooky?
With that makeup, kooky. Kooky. You don't need to apply it with a trowel. Other tools are available.
Bit of both, if I'm honest.
I'll take the compromise. Meanwhile, Aubrey and Agatha are in the sound booth and, well, Aubrey's a little excited.
I'm feeling impatient. I'm feeling like I want to cause some damage.
You've just met Agatha. Can't it wait? Just because you're nice made of rubber doesn't mean you need to shove it up there, alright?
You're too early.
I told you. You have to heat the oven first.
It wasn't up to me. Magic took the path of least resistance.
You see what I mean? Someone had died and they were just gonna go, oh, let's magically summon another one, and the person literally doesn't have a choice. They were going to drag an innocent person down into a life and death situation, and we're supposed to root for this scum.
Ferried the closest, most appropriate candidate down, or up.
Yes, because she was in hell. Who knows, maybe she lives in London, California. New York, that'll be the one. Agatha's trying to convince her though, can we just make the road Switzerland? Just call a truce for now, before that, have one big last adventure.
You and me. Like old times.
It's a hands on her thigh! There is the option to have this view of the screen. I think it's better.
Work and play.
If there's anything we've learned from these Disney Plus shows, it's that the less work you do, the better. Stop making them. Just play. Be like old Hollywood. Like, you go and play and let your husbands do the work. It'll be better. But she tries to set her up by holding down the mic. And all the other witches can hear her. Aubrey starts, I get the pleasure of watching you do what you do best. Kill all the witches around you. I am warming up to the show when I hear this. It's time for your forte, where you just let everybody die.
One by one.
Yes, we can linger on it a bit, you know. We don't need to rush it. An episode is fine. Aubrey says, though, afterwards, you can get your power and I'll get what I want. Agatha obviously kicks off.
Hey, that's my coven you're talking about.
Oh, look, this is the way we actually combat things. We're just gonna do reputation destruction. Oh, God, I can't believe you put crap in a show. In a series for men, this would have been a fight and actually entertaining. Instead, we get people talking about their feelings and trying to socially outplay each other. Yay.
I'm not that kind of witch anymore.
Yes, I've already been destroyed. I don't do that anymore. At that moment, though, we hear the witches singing.
It's shooting backwards.
It's about the same quality you would expect of these people. Turns out, though, the song is The Witch's Road playing backwards. Honestly, it sounds the same to me either way. I'm not sure why they're bothered. He managed to stop the singing, though, by smashing the record player.
We've been cursed.
Okay, but shouldn't you have done something about it while it was happening, rather than just going, I know we're being cursed and I'm just gonna stand here. It's weird, then, when a metronome kicks off.
I think this means the trial's started.
That's because the audience of this show are all mentally feeble retards. We have to tell you what's happening because you won't understand otherwise.
Why are you smiling?
She's a tourist. She's a psycho.
Yeah, and you're all evil. There's a problem, though, when this one feels lighter.
I feel lighter.
A weight has left her shoulders. Literally. And started to attack other witches. Or Aubrey is underneath the camera. Like, it could be 50-50 at this point. All I know is I ship both of them. Guess someone threw holy water over it. It burns! However, it turns out you can stop a spell just by getting a knife and drawing a circle around them. No, literally, that's all she does. Oh, look, I'm fine now. You've drawn a circle around me.
I'm gonna need you to draw one of those circles around me right now.
That would actually be the smart thing, but it doesn't happen, and I actually don't know why.
The only way to end a curse is to face it.
I mean, that sounds way too powerful. You just come up with a curse that when they face it, they die. Ta-da!
No better bullet could you possibly have bought.
The issue is other witches start to burn. This is the best part of the show, where it's like, well, they're in agony, at least there's some enjoyment. They realise there's burn marks on the shoulders, almost like a weight was there. Something's flying around, and quite frankly, at this point, I can understand why. If I was trapped in that room, I'd be trying to kill him as well. This isn't a curse, this is somebody acting in self-defense. I've been tied to one of you their entire life. Imagine how pissed off I am.
It's you, isn't it? Brought it in here, didn't you?
I didn't think it was real.
What? It's you, isn't it? It's you. Yeah, but how do you know that? Said here in the script on page 5. No other reason to believe it's her, but here we are. Turned out her family was cursed. Something goes through the line, killing the women. All goes to show that a curse is simply a matter of perspective. There is no good and evil. An evil thing, because it's killing them, is actually good from the perspective of everybody else in the world.
I thought it was me. That it's my fault that I can't keep a job.
To be fair, it is. There's nothing about the curse making you lose your job, alright? That doesn't happen. It just kills you periodically.
And everything I touch turns to
No, again, that's all you, love. That's all her. There's nothing in the curse about this. She's just making this up. The real curse is that the people die periodically. Everything else is just because she's a complete failure, loser, and utterly inept at everything she does. I've got the mark too. But then, I get to really like this curse. I support it 100%. I'll make this curse my leader, it's fine. It targets all the right people. It's never harmed an innocent person in this entire show yet. And this must be one of those justice curses.
Got attacked by the curse. Does that mean I'm part of the coven?
You can die as one of them if that's what you want.
You're right. That's the solution.
They realize, though, the solution is to sing. No, seriously. The original song was designed as a protection spell to fend off the curse, and so playing it backwards reversed the effect, and rather than protecting them, summoned the curse. cursed all of them.
I'm not playing that song.
All signs point to a jam session.
I mean, look at us. Look at the cast. Does this look like we can make a good television show? Or should we just sing? You knew what these trials would be the moment it was going to be about our lives, didn't you? Yeah. Wine, bad karaoke. Next episode, we'll probably have a divorce. We're going to get smothered under our own body weight in cat food. And then have to work out which SSRI is which by taste alone. These tests were designed personally for us to play to our strong suits.
You should have burnt to a crisp years ago. Any given moment, someone is playing that song.
See? It's a protection spell that saved her from the curse all this time, which proves that all of her bad luck, being a useless piece of crap and never being able to keep down her job, is her fault. She's been constantly protected from this curse and is still a pathetic waste of oxygen.
Lorna's ballad is a protection spell.
And you aren't worthy of it. So they decide to sing to save their lives, and no, this is a genuine plot point of the show. If only we can sing the protection spell, maybe it'll protect all of us. They were really lucky the road put all these instruments here for them, and that they can play them. That's also my reaction to hearing that they're going to play a song. Burns! Burns!
Keep playing! Keep playing!
We have to. She's burning alive, but she hates the audience that much. We've got to continue.
I have learned the lesson. All that's foul and fair.
To be fair, that really speaks to me at this moment. I've never really appreciated what foul was before.
Our love was forged in fire.
A ship of...
Not divine. I think it's working.
What is? The chemical castration? I think we're crushing their souls. And so we literally just get a song. How much do I have to prove the song to you?
It's hard of mine.
She got a fan on her. It's Amanda Stenberg all over again.
We have a gift. We see what no one else is willing to see.
Down, down, down the road.
You can't look at her when you're singing that one. You'll be cheating on Aubrey.
Down the witch's road.
I never heard it called the Witch's Road before, but I can only think that's what they're talking about. But then we get this guy trying to act like a bloke. That's how you play a guitar, right? You look like you're in pain and... It's quite heavy, this, isn't it? I needed an extra shot of wheatgrass this morning. Oh yeah, he has been stabbed by glass, by the way. They found out that now. I cheered. Another one bites the dust. I did briefly think she was on fire. I was incredibly disappointed when I found out it was behind her.
Down, down, down the road.
Can you play the drums, Aubrey? No. Can you just hit that cymbal a couple of times and pretend? Yeah.
Yeah, you hit that triangle like you're a musician. Yeah.
Can you fake playing an instrument? No, but I am a deft hand with a triangle.
That might actually be the face that she pulls as she goes down the Witch's Road. Who am I to judge? I'm not this is a full song. This goes on, like, seemingly forever. But I have to say, I do have newfound appreciation for this ever since I watched Joker 2 and saw what real crap looks like. She's literally setting fire to her mum's portrait. This is weird.
Remember what I told you.
I don't know what you told me. I just heard a high-pitched voice and turned it off. But then, she can see the curse and find out what's been sitting on her shoulder all this time. Don't fancy yours much.
I can see it. I can kill it.
No, if it bleeds, you can kill it. It's not if you can see it, you can kill it. You murderous slut. I could kill it! And how does she go and attack the curse? I'm gonna sing some more! Look at my math! The thing, though, gets set on fire because, you know, it was only burning other people before. Yeah, she's gonna see her at the end. Not if I see you first, love. With that, though, the curse lands back on her shoulders. And she's still like, I'm gonna sing at you, and it's gonna set you on fire. Which is how I felt during this song. For the love of God, just burn me at the stake, I'll be in less pain. And so, as the curse burns to death, I'm just sitting here thinking, that was the lucky one. Oh, he'll never have to suffer that crap again, unlike me.
It's gone.
As the ash of the curse, though, floats around the room and they're going, oh, 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 just breathing in the burnt ashes of a monster, which is still somehow less evil than them. We find the exit in the piano.
Yay.
Yay! He's dying. Oh, I'm so proud. They realised that he got thrown through the glass stabbed in his chest, and he was bleeding all that time. But he still sacrificed himself to save them. Unlike Mrs. Hart, which he didn't seem to care about. The issue is, none of them are medics or doctors, and so they have to rely on the potions, which they get some water from this cursed road, hold it under some moonlight, and apparently this can cure wounds. I'm like, hang on, how did you forget this? Because she couldn't remember what this spell was.
What do you need, Jen? What do you need? Jen!
I can't remember the ingredients of water and moonlight. It's not like this is some minor spell you would never use. This is literally a healing potion. Seems like something you'd use frequently if you actually gave a crap about anyone but yourself. Oh, it's got 2 ingredients. It's so confusing. Water. That's a good idea. And naturally occurring light. So they pour it on him and it instantly heals him. She could literally be saving the world, and instead she's selling edible candles that smell like her own minge. This is why we left all the good moral values for Lord of the Rings. We're in unknown territory now. So as this wound just vanishes.
Jennifer, look what you did.
Look what you did, Jennifer. You did the good thing for the first time in your entire life. You used the simplest of spells, which you'd think any of us could do. Put some water under some moonlight is literally the spell. Look, Jennifer, this is the first time you've ever not been a complete arsehole. You should be so proud. You did good. Maybe you could even grow your hair out again. It's some good. I remembered a healing. The most basic thing. Normally, I'm just brewing poisons to slaughter countries. I don't know why I'm supposed to root for these people. I don't want any of them to make it to the end. They're all scum.
Move them somewhere more comfortable.
We don't want this guy in front of us. Put him out of our sight, somewhere more comfortable. Like the floor.
I never really identified as just a witch.
It's irrelevant, really, though, isn't it? What you think of yourself couldn't matter any less in the world. The only thing that matters is what you are, not what you think you are, assuming you've ever had a thought in your life.
I'm an 11th generation root worker.
What on earth is an 11th generation root worker? Sounds like you build roads. I'm the 11th generation of motorway workers. Yeah, we've got a guild. Tar runs in the family. She tells the story that I was a midwife. Unfortunately, I became a witch because we didn't really need midwives anymore when people stopped giving birth.
I was invited to the brand new Obstetrics Association of Greater Boston.
Because after we've been doing it for thousands of years, we still need a load of women to come along and try and tell us how it's done. Oh, let us find out this new discovery of the natural process we've been doing without any aid for millennia. I'm sure there's lots of hidden knowledge you can contribute to the communal psyche.
To share my expertise.
What, have you had one? Seriously, what expertise can you have in it? A cow literally lies down on the floor and just pops them out. But you need expertise. Your evolution must have been crap, love.
It was a trap.
As though it was a trap and I got bound by a guy. I still don't know why. I don't know how he did it. But all I know is it was a man. One of those evil people. Compared to us, who do compared to us, which have healing spells and can't be bothered to learn how to use them.
So much for do no harm.
Do no harm? You do no heal. You forgot the pissing spell, love. So after that, we get a load of more whining because their fifis are important or something. Literally no one cares. There's not a single person that cares about what any of these people... Oh, bitch, upset my life. Then grow up. Seriously. Oh, my mum went on the road.
Now you know. It was all for you, and that makes you sad.
I'm so glad we've got another character telling a different character what that character feels. It could just have a cry. I mean, it seems to be what modern entertainment... If we just cry, not everything good now. It's good entertainment. Crying. Grow up, you soft tart.
Sad is better than angry.
No, it isn't. You can channel anger into something, whereas crying is just feeling sorry for yourself, and you need to actually become an adult rather than a little baby.
Put this on your pressure points.
Why?
Because it smells nice.
The curse should have won. The worst thing that happened in the show is the curse lost. Oh, here's some edible candles again. Where did you get it from? Well, I just pulled it out of my vagina.
Thanks, Jen.
You know the worst part of being a witch?
Low testosterone.
All the misconceptions and rumor mongering.
To be fair, you are all evil. We've seen that in the show.
That we talk to goats.
I mean, some would say by the people that you talk... Okay.
We've all got an extra nipple.
That's the single good rumor about you, that you look like that woman at a Total Recall. And no, that's not true. That's a good misconception. But Agatha is concerned that Wiccan might have died. I guess they had to pretend one person cared. Did you put the sigil on me? No, I didn't do that. But sigils are nasty, because even the person that put the sigil on doesn't know that they put it on, which is why when he put it on himself, he forgot. He's not actually faking it. He can't remember doing it. But when he asks how can they be destroyed,
the answer is when they're no longer needed.
These make witch spells seem pathetic. There's nothing you can do about a curse except survive it, and a sigil exists until it can't exist anymore. It seems like every single thing they cast is just a surefire success. This is the worst magic system I've ever heard of.
Everything works all the time. You've just got to hope the other person casting it was crap.
But back around the fire, once more, the witches are making it all about their bodies.
I've got a vampire bite. Look, I've got a scar from a knitting needle.
Ooh. Knitting needle to the elbow.
Look, if she hadn't said it herself, you wouldn't have believed me.
I've got a knitting needle to the elbow. Then I cut myself on the washing machine, burnt my hand on the dryer, and then when I was cooking bread, the oven backfired and welded up my midge.
She's basically the witch version of Who Killed Kenny. Just all of her natural talents backfire. Do severe damage.
You should see what I did with cross-stitch.
Of course, Aubrey's like, I've got a scar. No, you don't. Yes, I do. It's a mental scar. I'd scarred with my feelings. I love someone, but then I had to do something that was my job, and yet they didn't like me doing it.
She is my scar.
You are my scar, Agatha. I'm making it really subtle by just looking at you all the time. I had to do something that she didn't want me to do, even though it was my job and she hated me for it, but I kept doing it anyway. I don't know if you can tell who I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody. I'm talking about somebody. Oh.
I'm gonna stretch my legs.
She was going to do that for you if you'd asked. And so she follows her.
Can I stretch some other bits as well?
Don't think for a second I've forgotten what you said in the sound buzz.
Ah, yes. There is no threat more scarier than that of an old age pensioner. I'll get my Zimmer frame and come after you. It's like taking the piss out of people in wheelchairs at the top of a hill. I don't know if that's meant to be intimidating, but I think in this show, eating people is a compliment.
Please, Agatha, can we talk about your feelings? I want to stroke your back.
Oh, you're easily pleased, Agatha, aren't you? So, as they rub each other's hair.
Oh, I ship 'em.
Agatha?
What? Literally spent the entire episode coming on to her, and then like, no. Look, we've got to bait the audience for a few more episodes so they can go on Twitter and ship us for a while first. Think about the marketing. Aubrey, though, hits her in the face with, that boy isn't yours. And she's like, I know. I gave mine away for a spell. I'm actually a completely evil cow. I don't know why this random person would be. Instead, she's shocked because without dangly bits, she's actually never been confronted by logic before. Oh no, my kryptonite. Reality. Yeah, I crushed her heart, just like I wanted. And once more, Agatha baited us down the path. Some people are saying it's bait because they didn't get together. I think it's bait because they didn't all burn to death. That curse was the perfect opportunity to wipe them off the face of the earth. One of them even got stabbed. He hasn't been in that much danger since he premiered the show in London. But I can hope that as time goes on and we look back on this day, that we realise this was just leading up into peak Agatha, where we get to witness them die in terrible agony. But until that day, I'm going to hold out hope, just like I did with Gotham Knights, that one day these evil witches will get what they deserve. But for now, that's it from me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like the video, press like, subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.